All right, let's go. So, what is a matrix? Right, so the set of rows and columns, right? So if you look up there, you will see an example of a matrix. Right, so yeah, there you will see an example of a matrix. That matrix is a combination of what? Combination of rows and columns, right? So the example that you see in there, how many rows you see in? 2 rows, how many columns? 2, right? So you have, what were the values? 2, 1, 3, 2. So you had 2 rows and 2 columns. So the name of that matrix is a what? 2 by 2. Okay? So based on the number of rows and the number of columns, that's how it will get its name. All right? Yes. So if you look here, if you look lower down, there are different types of matrices there. Look at the matrix on top there, 2, 1, 3. How many rows you see in there? 2, 1, 3. How many you see in? 3 rows, 1, 2, 3. And how many columns? 1. So that matrix is a what? 3 by 1. Everybody okay with that? Yeah? Right, look at the next, look at number 2. That's a special matrix. We call that the identity matrix. And the identity right. The identity matrix 1001, the symbol for it is capital I. Right, make a note of that, please. Right, make a note of the identity matrix 1001. Anybody knows why they call it the identity matrix? That's a good try, but no. Right, the reason is if you multiply anything by this, you'll get back the matrix and multiply. Like how what's the multiplicative identity element? I teach you this one. Yeah. What's the multiplicative identity? 1. Very good. And if you multiply anything by 1, what you'll get? You'll get back the value. So anything you multiply by the identity by 1001, you'll get back the original thing. Okay? And then multiply by that, you'll get back. So that's unexcited. No, 1 won't give you back. So I'll show now. Only this can give you back the original. All right, next one, you have a row matrix. 1 row, 2 columns. That's okay? It's called a row matrix, right? And you have your null matrix. Okay, so that's the way we name matrices, right? In order for us to name a matrix, number of rows by number of columns. That's it. Right? That's all I need to know. It's in the summary, in the group chat. Look on the math summary and everything else. Look on the math summary and all these notes there. All of vectors are matrices there. Okay. Okay. Now somebody can just share back in the group there, please. Share back the handout. Right, now how do we add and subtract matrices? So if I gave you 1, 2, and I said to add it to 4, 3, look at the steps. The matrix must be the what? Right, the matrix must be the same size. You're okay with that? If they are not the same size, you can't add them. All right. So for example, can we add These here? No. Can we add these? Yes. So if I add matrix A and C, I will get 1 plus 4, that's 5. 2 plus 3, that's 6. What? Right, so that's testing all out there. Good, 5. This one here cannot add because they are not the same. Right? So because they are not the same, we can't add. They only add same element, same position. Sometimes. Sometimes they can multiply. Okay? So make a note of that. To add, matrices must be the same. Right? Just write down the important part, right? Matrices must be the same size in order to add them or subtract. So addition and subtraction simple. Hard thing is how do we multiply matrices? Right? We're going to practice a few of those. How do we multiply matrices? Right, sorry. Right, so how do we add again? Add the same positions and we always subtract the same positions, right? Right, nice. Watch this here. Right, if we have to multiply matrices. So for example, watch a small example there. If you have to multiply by a scalar, for example, you're multiplying 3 by 2 minus 3, 4, 5. The way to multiply it, real simple. You multiply 3 by 2, 3 by 4, 3 by 5, 3 by minus 3. So you're basically multiplying 3 by everything, right? 3 by 2 is 6, 3 by 4 is 12, 3 by minus 3 is minus 9, 3 by 5 is 50. That's okay? That's multiplying by a scalar. Now, write these rules down and I want to explain how to multiply two matrices. Actually, I'm going to write it over because I want you all to understand this properly. Most important thing, head up multiplication of two matrices. Head up multiplication of two matrices. That's the only thing in matrices that hard. Head up multiplication of two matrices. Sorry? I get multiply. How many going out? Ready? So how do we multiply matrices? We have 3 steps that we need to learn. Right? We have 3 steps to learn in order to multiply. The first step is what we call the check for check to see if it's conformable. Right? What does conformable mean? Conformable means that the number of columns in matrix 1 is equal to the number of rows in matrix 2. Watch this here. Don't write that yet. Watch this here. What's the size of this matrix? What's the size? 2 rows by 2 columns. What's the size of this matrix? 2 columns and, sorry, 2 rows and 1 column. All okay with that? Now, check and see if these two numbers are the same. The number of columns and the number of rows in the second matrix. Are they the same? Those two are the same, so nice. It's conformable. All okay with that? That's step 1. If those two are not the same, we can multiply. Everybody okay with that? Yes. That's step 1. Step 2 now is what is the answer? Answer is the next two numbers. The number of rows in matrix 1, the number of columns in matrix 2. So what will our answer be? Our answer will be a 2 by 1. So I like to set it up one time. 2 rows, 1 column. 2 rows, 1 column. So that's it. Are you okay with that? Are you okay? Right. Now for the hard part. The hard part is this. How to multiply. To multiply, we multiply rows in matrix 1 by columns in matrix 2. So we always multiply rows by columns. Are you okay with that? That's the golden rule. Multiply rows by columns. I know somebody want to write this down and then we're going to do this together. Write it down and then we're going to do the rows by column things together. Ready? All right. So let's go. That's how we can be still right. So that's senior right then, dummy. All right, so while you're waiting on Bishish, right? So here's what I want you to remember. We always multiplying rows in the first matrix by columns in the. How many rows we have here? How many columns we have here? One. So you're multiplying this row by all the columns that we see here. We're multiplying this row by all the columns we see here. And because we only have one column, this by this, and we're done. This by this, and we're done. All right, so let's see if it makes some sense. As I said, the way we multiply matrices is we multiply rows by column, right? And here's how you'll know if you're doing it correct. If you recognize that the number of number of values in this row is the same as the number of values here, it means you're doing the right thing. If this has two values and this has two values, it means you're doing the right thing. Okay, but if this has two and this has three, then something wrong here. Okay, so here's how we multiply. We take the first row with 2, 1 and multiply it by the column. So you're multiplying 2 by 1, 1 by 4. 2 by 1 is 1 by 4 is, and then we add. That's okay, Kamal? So you multiply 2 by 1, 1 by 4, add it. Okay? Same first value by first value, second value by second value, then you add. Everybody okay with that? And we're done. We're done because there are no more columns. First row by all the columns. Second row by all the columns. Everybody okay with that? Now we go to the second row. Second row now, 5 by 1 is, minus 3 by 4 is, then we add. So your final answer is 6 minus 7. No, there's not 6, 7. This is 6 minus 7. Right? That's all I can say. This is 6 minus 7. Yes. Huh? I do. I know, to get it back. Right? One more thing I want you to pay attention to is that all the answers on the first row comes from the first row in here. All the values in the second row comes from this second row here. Okay? So this first example only had one column. But I'll make it a little harder later on, right? Now, we now start. And all they actually looking like all the following, so I don't want to make it hard yet. In a little while. Yes. I want to bring somebody on the board. PC Shema when you're ready, yeah? Try number 2. Same rules, the rules don't change, right? That is minus 3, sorry. Finish. Who's moving you to write it down? I'll get you. 58 minutes. Oh, wait, 9. What time? All right, ready? Let's see what you got. Let us see what you got, right? Can we multiply it? Is it conformable? Yes, because we have a 2 by 2 here and a 2 by 1. These two are the same, so we're good to go. Right? So we're multiplying now row by column. 5 by 3, that's 15. 0 by 4 is 0. And we're done, right? Because there are no more columns. 1 by 3 is minus 3 by 4 is, right? 15 plus 0 is 15. 3 plus minus 12 is minus 9. 15 minus 9. Everybody okay with that? So, Nival. Nival, suppose I had one more row here, one more column here. Suppose I had one more column here. What would happen? No guess? Anybody want to guess? Suppose I had one more column here. You're gonna multiply the first row by the second column as well. Okay, so I'm gonna show you that now, yeah? Yeah? Listen. Tell me. It will be a 2 by 2 now again. Yeah. So I'm going to multiply a 2 by 2 here by a 2 by 2. And then we'll change it up a little bit and then. Everybody okay with this one? Yes. Everybody okay with this one? Everybody? Yes. So I'll do one here for you. Online, any questions? Online, any questions? No, you're good, Malini. Right, thanks for replying, Malini. Who else online? I'm gonna go through one by one. This is Paul upside. Who? Sign. Ram Narayan, you got intro?
Yes, sir.
All right, nice. Right, so watch this here. So if you look here, what size matrix is this? 20. This is a 2 by 2 matrix by a what? 2 by 2. Everybody okay with that? Yes. So we have a 2 by 2 matrix there by a 2 by 2. Can we multiply it? Yeah. Can we multiply this? Yep, they are the same. And our answer is a what? Our final answer is a, here's something important, huh? 2 by 2 means 2 rows and 2 columns. So what that means is that we have to get 1, 2, 3, 4 values. So you're multiplying how many times? 4 times. Right? Watch it here before I do it, right? So you're multiplying row by column, that's the first one. Then we have a next column, row by column again. That's okay? Nival? Right? So if you have a next column, you're multiplying this row by that column. Now, first row by all the columns. We are done. Next row. Row by column here. Row by column here. You all seen it? So you're multiplying 4 times, right? So row by column, 1 by 4 is 4. 1 by 4 is 4. 5 by 0 is 0. 1 by 3 is 3. 5 by minus 2 is minus 10. I am done with this row and all the columns. Here now. 2 by 4 is 8. 1 by 0 is 0. Row by column again. 2 by 3 is 6. 1 by minus 2 is minus 2. So your final answer is 4 minus 7, 8, 4. Right, next one is. Are you okay with that? Yeah. Copy down number 3, lesson number 4. Okay with it? Online try that. They can't send the answer as well. Can't you get send the answer? Yeah, Chris, very good. Right, which is comment? Want to go and do it? Yeah. Oh, which is to do this one. You'll do the next one. All right. You can do the next one. So we can uncheck out which sheet answer here. Time.
Doutor Messiah?
Right. Anybody get it? Anybody get it? Anybody get it? Let's see. So 2 by 1, 2 by 1 is 2, 1 by 1 is 1. Okay. Row by column, 2 by 1 is 2, 1 by 1 is 1. Row by column again, 2 by 2 is 2 by 1 is 2, 1 by 2 is 2. All right. Right. If you're not seeing it all here, remember we're multiplying this row by this column. 0 by 1 is 0, minus 1 by 1 is this. Now I'm multiplying this row by this column. 0 by 1 is 0, minus 1 by 2 is that. 2 plus 1, 2 plus 2, 0 plus minus 1, 0 plus minus 2. Very good. You get something right. Are you okay with that? Why not, guys? Go and make it. And then we'll take a look at the rest. Online, any questions? Well, if we get 3 answers online, man. Online, send something there. Right, good job, Malini. Who else we get something from? 4-3. Gianna, very good. Anybody else? Let's go again, one more. Try number 5, the more you notice. Try number 5. Hurry up. Try that out. Huh? No, do it and make sure. Hurry up. Will I get you? And there's something that happened that way. Tell me what happened. But you all notice, two lots. How come I check it very fast? Right? So what you all recognize you get in there? All right, nice. So I've seen some good things. So those who did it properly, you all got this. 2 by 1 is 2. 1 by 0 is 0. Row by column is 0. 1 by 1 is 1. Row by column again, minus 3 by 1, 4 by 0. Minus 3 by 0, 4 by 1. So you got 2, 1, minus 3, 4. What you recognize you get in the Post Malone? What you recognize? Again, like the same thing. That's why we call this the identity matrix. When you multiply a matrix by the identity, it gets back the original. That's okay? Right? One more to try on your own. And then we take a look at one more step. Determinants. This is the hardest thing in matrices. Once you can multiply, everything else is easy. Well, no. The hardest thing is transformation because you have to learn all those matrices. Not that really easy. Hello, mash up that. Fast. Try number 6, try number 7. First time I give you ones like that, right? Mistake come up with that. Oh yeah. Multiply those two and then go. Wait, multiply. Yeah. Right, same rule applies. Row by column, row by column. Once it can happen. It can't happen, do so. Somebody else. So this can multiply. It can't multiply. The first one can't multiply. Why? What do we have here? A 3 by 1, 2, 3 by 2 by a what? 3 by 1. So we cannot multiply, right? So you could write not conformable. Not conformable. But 7 can multiply. 7 can multiply, right? You can't multiply 6. Go ahead. Time. I know a little bit different, but the same principle. Go by column, go by column. Yeah. Gotta be careful. Your answer is a what? Your answer is a 2 by 2. Here we have a 2 by 3 multiplied by 3 by 2. So as I said, I like to kind of list it out, right? I'll put one here, one here, one here, one here. I like to do that. It reminds me that I have to get 1, 2, 3, 4 values, right? Outside this. Right. Right. So somebody asked, they're not sure what order to put it in, right? Watch this here. Your first row gives you all your what? First row answers. So when you multiply row by column, that's your first answer here. When you multiply this row by the next column, where will that go? Right? Your first row gives you all your first row answers. Right? So this row by this column, that answer comes here. 2 by 4 is 8. 2 by 1 is 2. 0 by 0 is 0. Then where does the next value go? Row by column comes here. That's okay? So your first row gives you your first row of answers. Your second row gives you your second row. If I give you a third row, it will give you a third row of answers. Hurry up, 1 minute again. Eight, 10, yeah. And then 4, 6, yeah. Right, from online, some people didn't send me anything. Ethan, I get answer from you since September. Alyssa, you sent me something recently. Justin, some answers. Leisha, well, I know you're not paying attention. Rivan, some answers.
Somebody say I'm sorry.
Who?
So,
Sahil. Sahil, you can make some answers there.
let's see. Okay.
Oh, we share some answers, man. Alyssa sent some. Nothing from Sahil. Double Nival. Double. Again, double. Double. How many more you just always get on the board? Ready again? So watch it here now, right? So row by column, I got this here. Row by column now, 2 by 2 is 4, 2 by 3 is 6, 0 by minus 1 is 0. Right? You have trouble? All okay? Next, I am done with that row because row by column gave me this. Row by column gave me this. So I'm done with those 2 rows. Now I'm going to the second row here. 1 by 4 is 1 by 4 is 4. 3 by 1 is 2 by 0 is, right? So you recognize that here and here have the same number of values, right? So 1 by 4, 3 by 1, 2 by 0, then add them up. Now this row by this column, 1 by 2, 3 by 3, 2 by minus 1. Add them up. My final answer is 10, 10, 7, 9. You okay with that? Good? Yeah. Post more together. Right, because Nival get in trouble, she could be getting one more. One more. Right? The next thing you're moving on, actually, no, we should move on. So I can show you that in Word thing. Why they can ask me. I want to show you the inputs while you kind of understand this. All right, last one. This is just to make sure. This is just to make sure that you all can multiply properly, right? I know I'll give you one like it's already, but I just want to make sure. Try this last one. I know I'll give you like that already, but let's try it back. Once you can do this, you can do everything. Like, okay. So when after you do it now. Try that. Take your time, right? You're supposed to get a what? What size matrix you will get? Let's so he'll send an answer there. It wrong? You probably send it, he didn't send it properly. Yeah. So we'll check back what you sent, right? Oh, she sent it long. I think so. I have multiply out. What size matrix the answer will be? 2 by 1, right? Yeah? 2 by 1? Right? Let's see what you got. So you're multiplying 2 by 5, that's 10, minus 1 by minus 3, that's plus 3, then we add in it. Row by column, 2 by 5, minus 1 by 3. Row by column again, 4 by 5, that's 20, 2 by minus 3 is minus 6, then we add it. You get that? So you're getting 13, 14. Everybody okay with that? So, yeah. Last thing. Head of determinant. Head of determinant and inverse. Then we done. It's easier. Right, me boss take it. Get it start off. We have to work together. It's easier. I you tell me yes. Right, last thing I want to look at is something called determinant and inverse. All right. Last thing I want to show you today is something called determinant and inverse. Right? Real simple, right? Hopefully you remember this for next week, and then we finish it up. Trick is to remember it for next week. Right? Head up determinants and inverse. Any online? Any questions on? Wait, man, I'll catch myself. I come with the reality. 2 hours. Any questions, Molini? Are you okay, Sydney? Are you okay? All right, last thing. So what's determinant was inverse. These things only exist, right? So they only exist for 2x2 matrices. All right, they only exist 2x2 at this level. So if we have A is equal to A, B, C, D, let's say we have that. A is equal to A, B, C, D, then what shall we say it as? The determinant is written determinant of A. I'll give you the formula. And then the inverse of A, what's this here? Ready? How do we find determinant? Well, simple. Cross, multiply, and minus. So you multiply A by D, you multiply B by C, then you minus them. That's all. And you're done. Multiply A by D, B by C, minus, and you're done. Determinant is like the size of the matrix, like the length of it in a way, magnitude of it, right? And inverse is this. What's this here? 1 over the value just found, 1 over the determinant by, we call this the adjoint. Right? You don't really have to know the name, I just tell it, right? Here's how we find the adjoint. Switch around the D and the A and put a minus by the B and the C. That's it. Switch the A and the D, put a minus by the B and the C. And you are done. Copy it down and we'll do 2 examples and we're done. Just note the handout, yeah? Your homework is to read the last part of the handout. Put them together. Let me get two. Am I ready? Ready? All right, so first thing first, determinant. How we get the determinant? To get the determinant, we multiplying 2 by 2, which is 4, minus 1 by 4, which is minus 4. That's it. 2 by 2 is 4, minus 1 by 4 is minus 4. Then we minus the 2 values and we'll get 8. That's it. How do we find the inverse? 1 over 8. Switch these 2 values around. This is a bad example because it will still look like that. And then put negative signs here and here. Minus 1 becomes plus 1, minus 4 becomes, yeah? Right? So I'm switching A and D, right? And I put in a change in the signs of these two. Minus 1 is plus 1, minus plus 4 is minus. I want you to try one for me and we're done. That's the answer, you done. If you want, you can multiply it up, but for now, leave it like that. If you want, you can multiply each value by 1. Right? But I don't like to do it like that. I'll show you why later on. Try that, please. Find the inverse of B and be done. If you do that over there, almost done is gonna be different. Remember, your homework for me is to be able to do a Just read out the last part of the handout, please. As soon as you walk in next week, I'm giving you a solvent simultaneously. As soon as you walk in, you do a hand in your one. Right, try number 2 and you are finished. But I'm thinking about there. You have 1/8 and 1/2. Good. Got it, finish? Finish? Online, this kind of hard way to start, so I get out, right? So the determinant of B. Determinant of B is 4/2 is 8, 3/2 is 6, and you're minusing it. So I got 2. And now the inverse is what? The inverse is 1 over the determinant of B, which is by what? Switch the 2 and the 4 and put minus by the 3 and the 2. That's it. Switch the 2 and the 4 and put a minus by the 3 and the 2. That's it. Right? So most of you all find, but I hope you all find it easy. The quickest way to remember is connected. Right? Spend a 5 minutes before class starts and just run it over. Okay? We have class, and some of you all have exam, but I'm doing class all of November, right? And I'll get in December and then the holiday. What's going on earlier? When you all have a full exam this year? Full paper?
Yeah.
So what you can do is on a Wednesday, we can do a backup hour and work paper. For the one, right? We have ship and do it. Huh? Topics I do it. Alright, online, that's it. You all can log out. I'll see you all next week, right? Please review this and don't forget it.